iOS 18 could bring new home screen personalization options. iOS 18 will reportedly let iPhone users change app icon colors on the home screen. Plus, you'll finally be able to put icons anywhere you want. You won't have to follow the rigid, irritating, annoying grid of like every icon has to go left to right, top to bottom. Jesus, it's 2024. You can finally do that in a few weeks. They couldn't work it out until now. Um, in the latest edition of the Power On newsletter, Bloomberg's Mark Gurman says he thinks users will be able to quote change the color of app icons. For instance, you can make all your social icons blue or finance-related ones green. They won't need to be and they won't need to be placed in the standard grid. Um, so right now, Apple has an API where developers can make custom app icons for their app, and if the app you're using supports this, then you can pick which icon you want. But it's kind of a niche feature, and not everybody adopts that because Facebook wants their Facebook Blue app to be blue and their exact shade of blue as dictated by their marketing department, so you can't change that. You know, and a lot of people don't really know where to look for that stuff because it's not a system-wide feature. So Apple's implementation could be easier to use. Um, I although I, and a lot of people want to be able to change their app icons because you want to have a theme, you want your home screen to look nice. The phone is a device you use every single day, like many times a day. You want it to look good, and especially since they introduced like theming your lock screen and the home screen widgets. A lot of people are making these custom aesthetics, and except for the pile of clown vomit that is like all of these different app icons that you have to work around. So I think this could be really interesting, but I'm really curious how it'll work. Because again, if it's a thing that developers have to opt into, then nobody's going to enable it. It'll be exactly the same as the situation it is now. But I guess my question is like, is Apple going to like let users override the color of their app icon so you can like turn Facebook brown if you want?
Appropriate.
And
What do you all think?
does this have anything to do with their AI features that are upcoming? Like, would you be able to churn all your finance apps a certain color with?
That's another question. Like
Yeah.
a lot of people,
Just say
some,
it.
some people were speculating that like maybe when you upload an app icon, you know, through App Store Connect, and you recompile your app for iOS 18, like the app icon will have like a separate layer that you can determine like, oh, this is the layer of the app that people can change the color of, but our this other app or this other icon, this other part of the icon has to stay fixed this color, but they'll have a layer that you can change the color of. Other people are saying, well, maybe it will be entirely AI powered, where it's like they run the app icon through an AI model that tries to recolor it for you.
Huh.
I don't know. It's an open question.
Yeah, that would that it seems like it would be easier to do it that way than to, I don't know, do this per icon, or maybe you could batch edit them in some way to, like, it would be really cool to create a minimalist theme where they're all black and white or gray or something,
Mm-hmm.
so that you don't have so many different competing colors that are going on your screen. You can already change some of the icons, but I think that is only because some of the apps allow you to change the icon inside the app, which I have actually done in some instances, and then I forget that I changed it and I can never find the app again after that because it's a completely different look to it. But I'm also curious to see how they implement these icons don't need to exist on a grid anymore, which I think is also what Gurman said, which means you'll be able to just move them freestyle anywhere you want them to go, like you can on your Mac. That could be interesting. Actually, I don't know. I mean, that actually could be interesting. So you could just have them all like surrounding like an image or something. Because right now you have like those backgrounds on your home screens, but you can never see them because they're always, covered by icons. So it's hilarious to me that we're even talking about this. I mean, this is something that you've been able to do on, Android phones. Probably all the way. You could probably do this on the Zune at some point, the brown Zune, if you wanted to. And we haven't been able to do this on iPhone, but I'm all for this. I think it's cool. I mean, any kind of freedom they allow us to have to move things around to our heart's desire. I mean, you don't have to use it, obviously, and if you want to, then it kind of gives you some more freedom. I don't know. Any thoughts on this, Lewis?
Yeah, I mean, it sounds cool. Some people put so much time into this. I remember I don't remember which version of iOS came out, but it allowed some of this to kind of stuff, and people were going crazy making all these different layouts and stuff. And I always look at it and say, wow, that's really cool. And also, I cannot imagine spending 10 minutes doing this. So I don't
I mean,
know.
the thing is, like, it's been the same way that it has been for so long that it's just trained me to think that, like, well, any wasted space on my home screen is waste. Any empty space is wasted space because the purpose of the home screen is to launch apps. So I should completely fill my home screen with apps, and there shouldn't be anything showing in the background. But I know that that's kind of unusual. Like, a lot of people want to have a picture there, and some people
Yeah.
like intentionally leave a blank home screen just so they can look at the picture. And it would also be nice, even if you're like me, if I want to put an app icon, on, row two, position three, that I can just put it directly there. I don't have to think about jiggering them so that it's in the right place in the line and
Oh
they
yeah,
all move around. And,
that is so frustrating sometimes.
yeah.
Yeah.
You could
I don't
also end
know.
up in a situation where they have backgrounds with specific placement for app icons so that like the app icons actually become a part of the background. That would be pretty
Mhm.
cool. And then when you swipe, I imagine when you swipe, they maintain their position as you swipe back and forth between pages, so that all your apps can like fit within like those little squares within the background or something. Anyway, we've talked about this for way too long. Do you want to move to the next story here, Griffin? I think we beat this one sufficiently.
Yeah. Wait, well, remember how the iPhone 6 Plus, 6S Plus, and 7 Plus, how you could turn the home screen landscape? I want them to bring
Oh
that back.
yeah, I
That
had
was pretty
completely
cool.
forgotten that they did that, and I don't even know when did they get rid of that. I don't even know.
They got rid of it with the iPhone 10.
Really? Huh?
I
I
think I think the
guess.
iPhone 8 Plus could still go landscape, but with the all screen design, yeah, they got rid of it. I
Okay.
missed that.
I didn't even notice it was gone. I never used it, but I'm sure
Well,
some
if
people
if you
did.
keep your phone mounted horizontally in your car, then it was pretty nifty. You wouldn't have to
That's
like
true.
turn it back on it. Anyways,
You know what? Just real quick, that is a great point. And sometimes when you're watching YouTube videos, well, if you're watching them in full screen mode and then you go back to the normal perspective and like you swipe to get rid of the screen, like now all your icons in the wrong places, like that actually would be useful in some scenarios to have your phone be able to be used in horizontal mode if you're going to be doing something horizontally.